Good morning, everyone. I am Gabriel U.S. Dallas. I'm from grade 11 discipline, and today I will be going to present my fake news presentation as an individual PAT for a requirement in media and information literacy. Now, let's move on to our objectives, where by the end of this lecture, the listeners will be able to differentiate what the difference is between misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. We will also know the techniques used in analyzing them, equipping them with knowledge to guard themselves from unsafe online environments, and also helping others to not be deceived by fake news. Overall, this will help us become responsible and resilient citizens that cannot be fooled easily. Now, let's move on to the different types of fake news. We have disinformation, misinformation, and malinformation. Now, what do you guys think is the similarity between the three? They have something to do with information. This is because information is very important, especially in today's world where most of the information that we get is from social media, where social media gives everybody the freedom to post whatever they want. So there is possibility that we may come across a fake news because there's not really a safeguard to fight fake news. So the only thing we can do is to guide ourselves and to equip ourselves with the knowledge to be able to fight this deception that is reoccurring in society. So first up, we have disinformation. This is false information created and shared intentionally to deceive or cause harm. So basically, this information is evil. It wants to cause chaos and ruckus. It wants to deceive everybody. The intent is to harm somebody, their reputation, or their image. So this information is not only fake, but it also wants to cause harm. That is the main meaning of this information. So let's take a look at this example of a post from Berada Cagayan where it contains a quote card of Attorney Lordan Sowan where he said, "Kayong mga OFW, wala kayong utang na loob sa ating presidente." Now, imagine that you are an OFW or someone that you know is an OFW. I'm sure that you'd feel attacked or angry, right? Now, this is what happens when emotion overrides our rational thinking. We tend to react more on, we tend to react and share it much more rather than actually verifying if what the post said is true. So that's what happens when we let our emotions lead and not our rational thinking. So the first thing that we should do is to check the original account of what the poster is quoting, like Attorney Lawrence One. Just take a look at his Facebook account. In here, he have labeled it as a fake news, where he said that the photo posted by Brada Cagayan is edited and that there's no basis of truth in the post. And additionally, he also added instructions on how to avoid this, such as not believing immediately what we see on social media, to check and verify information, and to report troll pages that is spreading fake news. Now, let's not only stick to one source, let's move on to other sources such as the Verifiles, who have already verified this post by Berada Cagayan as fake. And if you guys don't know, Verifiles is a third-party system partnered with Meta to combat misinformation and disinformation. So it is an important website if you guys would like to verify some information. Next is I've also checked the original source of the account is the Berada Cagayan. So I would you like for you guys to observe what this account is posting. So based from what we've observed in the video from Berada Cagayan, most or if not all of his posts is about Attorney Lord and so on, which it's like it's trolling the attorney Lord and so on. And many of the other posts of this account was also fact checked by other sources like Rappler and Verifies, which is already a key indicator that this source is not credible. And I also checked the cover photo of this account, which it said here 69.69 Berada Diha Badi. So I searched it on Radio Philippines. I searched the radio station 69.69, but unfortunately, I could not find any Berada Diha Badi radio station, which is it just makes it look like that it was made up. And additionally, the 69.69 is an inappropriate number which symbolizes something. So, based on the evidence, we can conclude that Rada Cagayan is actually a fake news or a troller account. Now, next, let's move on to another example of disinformation. In here, everybody knows AI now, right? But the problem is that most people still believe in them, and they are usually elderly people. As they have lower media literacy than us, they may have a hard time differentiating what's real and what's not real. So this here is an AI audio deepfake of President Bongbong Marcos, which made it look like he was directing military to act against a particular country or China. But as Chairman Aragon of KSMBPI said, this is a technology that not a lot of people know of. So the tendency was to believe, and they were fooled. So this was already tackled by Net25, and let's also check other sources to see if it is actually fake. So here it has been tackled by the Philippine Star, Presidential Communications Office, and OECD AI. Now, if you guys don't know what OECD AI is, it's basically a website which aims to promote the right use of AI, and then based it on human-centric artificial intelligence, which makes it so that AI should benefit society and also to mitigate risk. So this method that I am using is called lateral reading. It is when you do not only stick to one source, but also you check other sources to see if that source is actually true and is actually consistent with other sources by cross-verifying it.
Sabi
Now,
ko sa ating mga magigiting na sundalo, gumanti
I
sa
want you
China
guys
kung
to
kinakailangan.
this is the audio deepfake of President Bongbong Marcos. I'm gonna repeat it again.
Sabi ko sa ating mga magigiting na sundalo, gumanti sa China kung kinakailangan.
Now, I search up an AI voice detector, and I used this file here to detect it, and the result was it was likely AI generated 1% real. I also used this video too.
Lalaban na tayo sa China kapag patuloy pa nilang angkinin ang West Philippine Sea. Paimbestigahan ko din yang si Duterte.
Now, I also checked this video too on another AI detector like the previous one earlier. But the problem here is that it said likely human or 99% real. It shows how dangerous and how fast AI is evolving now that they can't even detect it. But here, this is why we must check other sources. So I looked up another deepfake detection site, and it said here that the forgery probability of the audio was 75.5%. So which is why we must remember to not only stick to one source. Now, let's take a look at misinformation. This is false information shared without the intent to cause harm. The person sharing it usually believes it is true. I use this picture here, the blind leading the blind, because I think it is a perfect representative of misinformation. Because the person sharing it usually believes it is true, and then shares it to other people so that they may also know what they believe. The difference between misinformation and disinformation is that misinformation has no intent to harm, while disinformation is hell-bent on causing chaos and harm. That's the difference. They are both fake news. The only difference is their intent. Now let's take a look at an example of misinformation. This post here is by Robin Padilla, where he said that Facebook Meta is now public identity. That basically, if you don't post this on your feed, you're basically allowing Facebook to copyright or use your personal information without your permission. Now, I too almost believed this when I saw it on a Facebook post shared by my friend. I know I was scared because I did not want Facebook to use my information, right? But upon checking the comments, there have been people saying that it was actually fake, and so I didn't post it. But the problem here is that this is Robin Padilla. If you guys don't know, Robin Padilla is the chairperson for the Committee on Public Information and Mass Media. So I was wondering, how did he get that position when he does not even know that this information that he shared is false? Like, how did you get that position when you don't even know what you're doing with your job, right? Just, I don't know. I'm just, it just shows that he couldn't even do a single research. He just posted it. And so, to save face, he did this. He revised his post into, may tira man ito o wala, i-post niyo pa rin po. Ang pag-iingat sa inyong personal data ay mahalaga sa panahon ngayon. He did this just so he could save his reputation. Now, let's take a look at other sources. In here, we have Minda News and Rappler who have already debunked this copy-pasting post as false. If you guys don't know, Minda News and Rappler are also fact-checking websites, which is also similar to Verifiles, which you can also use to verify other sources of information. As we can see here, this is a hoax that has been going ever since 2012 until now. Now, I also checked it up on Snopes. If you guys don't know, Snopes is also a fact-checking website where the claim that posting a legal notice on your Facebook wall or Instagram feed will protect you from having all your posts and photos made public. This was considered false. And this type of misinformation is called copy pasta. It's when copying, pasting, and sharing posts helps them spread online, sometimes for years. Now, because of this, Facebook actually posted a fact check here regarding this issue where it said copyright memes spreading on Facebook, where there is a rumor circulating that Facebook is making a change related to ownership of users' information of the content they post to the site. This is false. Anyone who uses Facebook owns and controls the content and information they post, as stated in our terms. They control how that content and information is shared. That is our policy and it has always been. And additionally, according to Minda News, Meta AI does not recognize the statements that you post in your social media, and they only send announcement via email or through announcement on your personal notifications. And additionally, uh, the Meta privacy policy also does not use your information without your permission. And nowhere does it say in the privacy policy that posting this will help assure that your information will be safe. So that is our misinformation. And next is malinformation. So this is true information that is shared with the intent to cause harm, often by taking it out of context or violating privacy. Now, the difference between the three is that malinformation is true, but the intent is similar, like the disinformation one. It wants to cause chaos and harm also. Often by using that information of somebody and then releasing it to the public, or a real event but taking it out of context. Now, in here, we have an issue about two CDO journalists. So basically, anonymous suspects revealed the two journalists housing documents which were government assisted. The suspects argued that because they were helped by the government, they had no right to criticize them. Their documents were revealed simply because they were doing their job as a journalist to report on government corruption and human rights. Journalists who receive any support or assistance must not, should not, and must not owe the government any favorable coverage. Now let's check other sources if what if this post if it is actually real. Now in here we have seen that it has also been published here that government data used in doxing of two Cagayan journalists, and also Philippines government data used in doxing of two local journalists. So it is actually real. So now you might be thinking, what is doxing, right? As shown in here. Doxing is basically using that person's personal information like housing documents, bills, their financial, like their card, and then basically weaponizing them to harass them, to shame them, and to threaten their target. This is what malinformation is, using that real information and then violating their privacy. Now let's take a look at another example of malinformation. The original post was deleted, but I've seen it on Verifies where they made it look like this video was due to the cause of an earthquake on March 28, 2025 in Thailand. But when I used reverse image search here on this picture, this image appears to show tourists struggling to board boats that appear on Koh Larn or Coral Island near Pattaya, Thailand. And it led me to this post here by Pattaya News that is also on Thailand. So they used this video and made it look like it was the cause of an earthquake, but rather it was just because of the monsoon weather that hit Ko Larn Island. This is an example of taking something real out of context. Basically, this video right here was on January, and the fake news, they made it look like it happened on March 28, 2025 and caused by an earthquake, which it really wasn't. Now, we have here a Venn diagram to better understand our topic. Misinformation, this is the inaccurate information but without the intent to cause harm. So basically the falseness. While this information is deliberately fabricated or manipulated information, like it has it is basically evil, right? False information and the intent to cause harm. And malinformation deliberately publish sensitive or private information with altered context. So this information shares the falseness and the malintent of the both, like the falseness from misinformation and the malintent from malinformation. So now that we have understood our topic, let us always stay vigilant and introspect ourselves to always check what we feel, because most of these people they will usually target our emotions. So thank you for listening to my report. I am Gabriel US Deles, and I hope you guys learned something from my report.